Hey, what's up YouTube? This is the Mermail Master coming at you from the Team Time Riders YouTube channel with another video. And today I'm going to be showcasing you my Charlie Beatdown Pegasus Challenge deck. And this is not a full deck, but it's just kind of like an amalgamation of a bunch of cards that I have found around my house with one common theme, is that they're all secret rares. So I'm going to warn you, this is actually like a really crappy version of stuff. But I brought it to my local college, community college today, and it managed to steal a good number of wins, surprisingly, very surprisingly to me and to everyone else who was watching. A lot of people, I think it's a lesson to a lot of people that, they don't really look at sometimes what cards do, and they don't really give certain cards a chance. And this deck, composed entirely of secret rares as per the Pegasus Challenge rules of only using one rarity of a certain card, sort of encapsulates the idea that you can be pretty much surprised by anything. So yeah, let me get into the deck profile. So to first start out, I have 3 Shadow Vampire in the deck, and you'll see why I run Shadow Vampire a little bit later, but these are the secret rare first ed from Shadow Specters. Very good card. Next is 3 copies of Metaion the Time Lord, one of my favorite secret rare cards. When you control no monsters, you can normal summon him on the field, and he'll basically just, when he attacks, he can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, and you take no damage. And when he attacks, all other monsters on the field get bounced back to the hand and inflict 300 points of damage to your opponent for each one. So non-destruction, non-targeting removal. Just really quite a good card, and I really like it. Hope they print the rest of the Time Lords soon. 1 Fire Hand and 1 Ice Hand, because my current other iterations of Fire Hand and Ice Hand are in other decks right now, but just really good removal. Your opponent will usually try to push through them, and usually to their detriment. So super good cards. Next, I'm running 1 Majesty's Fiend. This is pretty much self-explanatory. Tribute monster. Really good for stopping your opponent's card effects. So anything that they want to activate that's not an inherent summon, or have spell or traps or whatever, they can't activate those cards. So super good. Next card I'm running is 1 copy of Invader of Darkness. You'll notice this old friend from my deck profile way back in the beginning of the channel on a dragon. It was the Fiend Stun deck. Invader of Darkness negates all quick plays, so no MST, no Draco Face Off, no Twin Twisters, no Cosmic Cyclone, nothing to really disrupt your back rows. Alright, the next card in the deck is 1 copy of Mechlord Emperor's Skeel. And the reason why he's in here over either Weisel or Granel is because he's not really used as much. A lot of people consider him to be the worst Mechlord, but he's a secret rare. And actually, in a duel today versus Red Dragon Archfiend, I got Mechlord Emperor's Skeel out in the field when he destroyed my Puppet King. And Mechlord Emperor's Skeel was able to steal his Red Nova Dragon and was boosted up to like 5,800 attack power, which was super cool. A lot of people really haven't seen Mechlord Emperor's Skeel. Most haven't ever seen it at all, so it was really cool getting to special summon Skeel today and activate his effect. 1 copy of Dark Grepher. This deck, for some reason, has a lot of high-level dark monsters, so being able to discard those and send them to the graveyard is a super big boon for the deck. Also, the card looks amazing. 1 Breaker the Magical Warrior for destroying spells and traps. Pretty self-explanatory. Also a level 4 dark monster, so he can be searched by Dark General Freed. Card Blocker. This card is like worst Card Trooper, and I don't even know why he's a secret rare. But I actually originally pulled him out of an Ancient Prophecy box and was really pissed about that. Wasn't really that good of a thing. But I said, every card can have its fun kind of uses, and he's just really something that no one expects. So they'll attack in, and I'll be like, oh yeah, BT dubs, he works like Card Trooper, mill 3, 1900 attack, or 1900 defense power. and usually the opponent can't deal with that. So it's kind of a fun card in a way, especially if your opponent doesn't see it coming. As I mentioned, this deck is like a mostly casual deck, so of course you're not going to be playing this against like competitive people. You'll be playing it against like random friends of yours who just run like very casual decks. 1 Winter Cherries, because why not? It's a Winter Cherries. 1 Ice Master, the Elsa of Yu-Gi-Oh! Before Elsa and Frozen was actually a thing. Ice Master is kind of a cool card. Places ice counters on cards, and then you can tribute her off to destroy all monsters that have an ice counter on them. Not really too practical, but still kind of a fun thing. I've gotten it out before, and your opponents don't see it. And then I just picked this card up, but the deck that sort of inspired me to make this was picking up a Secret Rare First Edition Dark Red Enchanter. Very, very cool kind of card. Tribute summonable monster. When he comes to the field, he gets 2 spell counters. He gains 300 attack per spell counter. And then when you can activate his effect to remove 2 spell counters from him to discard 1 card in your opponent's hand. And if I remember correctly, this effect is not once per turn. Let's see here. Oh, it is once per turn, but you remove 2 spell counters from the card to do that. But if you activate a good number of spells in like whatever deck you're running, you won't really have too much problem satisfying the cost for that card. 1 copy of Dark General Freed, really, really great for searching out your Dark Grepher or your Breaker the Magical Warrior. Instead of your draw phase, you get to add a level 4 warrior from your deck to your hand, or a level 4 dark monster from your deck to your hand, and that's a surprisingly wide card pool. So kind of a cool card. Not really practical in any kind of faster deck because you have to wait a turn to use him, and he takes away your draw phase, but it's still a very cool card with a very cool concept. So that is Dark General Freed. 1 copy of Puppet King. This is actually a card that I sided a lot during Dragon Ruler format to sort of force Dracosac plays. Most people don't really find this like useful, but he had a 2800 body, and he can be special summoned when you search, which Dragon Rulers used to do a lot. So they'd search out, I'd special summon him, and then in order to get over him, they'd either have to make a Big Eye or a Dracosac to pop him, and you know, that was just generally like an extra bit of hassle that your opponent had to deal with. And yeah. Fiendish, 1 copy of Fiendish Engine Omega. Another one of those really forgotten about cards. Fiendish Engine Omega special summons a engine token in attack position each turn at the end phase, and then once per turn you can have it gain 1000 attack, and it can attack, but it's destroyed during the end phase. So I use this plus Puppet King's end phase destruction effects to trigger off Mech Lord Emperor Skeel and get that special summon onto the field. But yeah, not really a practical card or even a very good card, but still a card that I really like running. It's just very fun when you get it out on the field and your opponent just does not see it coming. 1 copy of Gores. You'd be surprised how often you have an empty field, even with the field spell cards that we run. So Gores is a very good card to run. And now moving on to the spells and traps. That was it for the monsters. The bellwether spell of the deck is going to be 3 Secret Rare First Edition copies of Clear World. And Clear World is one of my favorite secret rares in the game because it's kind of Blackgarden-esque. It changes the game state a bit. In exchange for 500 of your life points each turn, depending on the attribute of the monster your opponent controls, they get specific effects. So for wind monsters, they have to pay 500 life points to activate a spell. Earth monsters, you destroy a defense position monster you control at the end phase. Fire monsters, you take 1000 damage at the end phase. Water monsters, you have to discard a card. Light monsters, you play with your hand revealed all time. And at dark monsters, if you have 2 or more of any monster, as long as you control a dark monster, you cannot attack. So actually playing this card today, We were playing against a tag duel in Red Dragon Archfiends. They had 2 fire monsters, 2 dark monsters, the 2 dark Red Dragon Archfiend synchros, and then they had the Stardust Spark Dragon on the field. So they basically had to reveal their hand, took 1,000 points of damage during each end phase, and could not attack. So for like 4 or 5 turns while we tried to get our resources together, Clear World was a very, very clutch card. And it was fun getting to see Clear World have that much use and stymie the opponent. 3 copies of Recurring Nightmare. Pretty sure we don't need this many copies of Recurring Nightmare, but hey, you know, when you're fetching back your vampire monsters from your graveyard, you can't ever have enough backup in that. 1 copy of Shared Ride. I actually used this in a match versus Yosenju today when he activated Tenki, and then he activated the effect of his Kama, searching 2 times, and I drew 2 cards from that. 1 copy of Galaxy Cyclone, another very good secret rare card to be running. Popping any cards is pretty much a good play, no matter what you're thinking. Actually won me a game by popping a face down Mirror Force. And then finally, 1 Ring of Destruction. Ring of Destruction, even with the errata, it's still a very good card. I think it's the best errata card out there. So yeah, that was my crappy thrown together secret rare deck. You should try this thing out. Maybe you'll get lucky playing these cards. I think this is only like 30 cards or something like that, so it's not even a full deck. But when it's a full deck again, I'm going to do another deck profile on it, and let me know what you guys think. So if you like this video, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and look forward to more content from the Mermail Master and the other members of Team Time Riders coming soon. See you later, guys. Peace.